Hey everybody, Qroo here. Happy holidays to everyone. It's a great time of year. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about subjunctive triggers, what the subjunctive is in Spanish. It's an area that a lot of people skip. And before I really get into what it is, I'm going to talk about what you can't say in Spanish if you don't know it. You can't say things like, I want you to go to the store. I hope it rains. Make sure the door's locked. I doubt that she lives there. I want a house with 2 bedrooms. You can't say so many things in Spanish if you don't know the subjunctive. Without the subjunctive, you basically have half a language, honestly. I call the subjunctive the keystone of mastering Spanish. And by this point in the video, some of you are like, well, then I'm done because I don't know it. So I'm just done. I've been studying all this time. I'm on my 900th day on Duolingo. I'm done. Although the subjunctive is super important because it's so intertwined in everything in Spanish, past, present, future, it's everywhere. It's not that hard to learn. Just think of it as a different set of conjugations that are triggered by certain constructions, certain things. That's what I call subjunctive triggers. And the fastest way to learn the subjunctive as an adult is to learn those triggers. I can teach you one in seconds, and you can use your logic and your knowledge of Spanish up to that point to go, hey, I can work this into my Spanish. Now, if you follow my YouTube community page, you may have seen that I just released a book, yes, about, well, this topic, subjunctive triggers. And in that book, what I do is, as you can see, the subjunctive is a huge topic, and there are so many triggers that once students actually realize that they need it, then it's information overload. So what I did is I created a book for advanced, let's say advanced beginner, intermediate folks that are just starting to, figure out that the subjunctive exists. And then I thought, you know what, let's look at really high frequency triggers, things they can take right now and put in their Spanish toolbox and start popping in with the other patterns. Let's get rid of all the fluff and garbage that generally comes, with learning the subjunctive, that you'll see that information overload. Just practical triggers all the way through. Boom, more bang for your buck. If you would like to get the Subjunctive Triggers book, it's available for immediate download. There is a link to it in the description section of this video and also pinned to the top of the comments. So I'm going to talk more about what do I mean by a subjunctive trigger, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to learn. And this is one I mentioned right away in the book. Maybe you're familiar with antes, which means before. Well, antes de que, before something happening, always triggers a subjunctive. So what I do is I like to reduce Spanish to a series of formulas, like little plug-and-play phrases, patterns, that make it easier to remember. So I'll recommend to students, they say, on their list they have antes de que plus subjunctive. That way they know it always triggers. So I'm going to give you an example that works more with the patterns approach in the way I teach Spanish. Let's say you want to say, I want to go to the store. Can you translate that? Quiero ir a la tienda. Before it rains. Now, before something happens, I just taught you, was antes de que. Now, the verb after it, it rains. What's our formula? Antes de que plus subjunctive, we know that has to be in the subjunctive. We don't have to think about why it's in the subjunctive, because the definition of the subjunctive is more confusing than the subjunctive itself when it talks about, negative things, potentially any kind of doubt, a hypothesis. It's a terrible definition. I don't even want to put it in here because it's that bad. Now remember I said the subjunctive is just another set of conjugations, just a different way to conjugate that verb, okay? It's really like the opposite. So in this case we have llover, right? It's an ER verb. And we're going to treat it more like an AR verb. So instead of llueve, we're going to have llueva. I know that sounds really minor. You're like, am I learning all this for a letter, Paul? Yeah, you are. And with some other verbs, they're very different. Like with ir, the regular verb would be like va, and then the subjunctive would be vaya. That one's irregular. But otherwise, conjugation's fairly easy to learn, and I teach that in the book as well. Learning how to conjugate is not particularly difficult. It's just learning when to plug it in, but not with triggers, right? So we know it's subjunctive, so we know it's llueva. Quiero ir a la tienda antes de que llueva. That's it. Every time we see antes de que, every single time, it doesn't matter. We know that's going to be there. If I want to say, I want to go to the store, let's say before you leave, before you head out, and I'm going to use irse. How do we do that? I did just mention how you conjugate ir in the present subjunctive. Maybe you caught it, maybe you didn't. Maybe you're drinking, eating something. I want to go to the store before you head out, before you go. Quiero ir a la tienda antes de que te vayas. Subjunctive trigger, okay? Super useful one. One you're going to use all the time. You can take this guide and learn so much, so fast. I mean, in an afternoon, you can learn a ton about the Spanish language. Well, that's all I have for this one. I think you got an idea what the book's about and, you know, a little bit about subjunctive triggers, the subjunctive, why you need it. Is there something else I have? I don't think so. So until next time, hasta luego.